Hi, I'm Bethany, and I have been doing music for about 15 years. To the One is a song that I have coming out, and I wrote it out of a burden of prayer for family. Just years of praying, and not that I'm like super holy or anything, but just the Lord giving me burdens for different ones, and I ended up feeling those prayer burdens one day, and I felt the Lord was giving me specific verses for specific ones in my family to declare hope over them, to declare healing and wholeness in the midst of their brokenness, that the Lord sees them, that He's not overlooked them, that He has so much more than what they're struggling with. The first verse is about the prodigal, and just the reality that no matter how hard we try to run from the Lord, like He's called us by name. He has predestined us to be His, to be adopted, to be in the family of God, and that He is waiting, arms wide open when we're ready to come home to Him. And He's not waiting in anger, but in delight and anticipation. And the second verse is just over those who have been hurt and are angry or bitter. And I've been there myself, and the fact that the Lord, He says He's near to the broken and contrite. He's yet to deny them, that His love and His compassion runs so deep for those that are hurting, have been hurt, and that there's love and beauty to replace those feelings of hurt and anger and bitterness. And then the third verse is for those who are just searching in all the wrong places for all of the things that they long to satisfy them. But the reality is that when we run into the presence of the Lord, it says in His presence there's fullness of joy, pleasures forevermore. And so the reality of like pursuing something that's not satisfying, but that there's something much greater, much more fulfilling that the Lord has for us to pursue. And just the chorus is about, I see you whole, I see you healed, I see you living free from shame. And it's an anthem of hope and a declaration of what the King sees when He looks at us. He doesn't see us in our brokenness and in our mess, but He sees us as who we will be before Him. And He calls us into that, and He declares it over us when we don't believe it, when other people don't believe it. And so this was my anthem of like agreeing with the heart of the Lord that, yeah, like He sees you, I want to see you whole and healed, freed from shame, living in the light of His love, of who He is. What He declares over you is more true than what you see in yourself. I hope you guys enjoy this song, and I pray that it ministers to you, ministers to those around you, and encourages you to hold fast to the promises the Lord has over those that you're praying for, and that if you're the one being prayed for, that you would feel the love of the Lord, that He's not condemning you, but that He's actually drawing you with cords of loving kindness.